All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Wahara Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the hopeful elect out here toiling in this truth. I'm Pathaka Moth, GMS Dallas, and I'm just coming back at you with a really quick hit lesson. I'm going to try this again. I actually tried to record this yesterday, and Satan was messing with me, man. Went through the whole lesson. And hey, man, on fire too in the spirit and was going in, but the lesson didn't record, so kind of got a little discouraged and kind of put it off, thinking, well, maybe I shouldn't do the lesson. But then the spirit jumped back on me to go ahead and do this lesson, man. After watching, of course, I posted a brother's as a matter of fact, GMS Get This Work, and he was going into the same things that I had went into in my lesson. And then, of course, today I was watching a video from the elder Malcolm down in Chicago, and he was going into some of the same things I went into in the lesson as well. So I was like, okay, that's the spirit, you know what I'm saying? Because I was going into those same things. So I'm like, then the spirit jumped back on me to go ahead and, go ahead and come back and do this lesson. Hopefully, it may not have the same spirit, but may even go a different direction. We'll see, how the spirit is going to lead this thing. But, I'm just coming back. I was actually looking for a lesson yesterday, and the Lord sent this particular, this came into my feed. So I was like, oh, boom, there it is. The Lord delivered me a lesson. You know what I'm saying? So, I tried to do it yesterday. So we're gonna try this again, man. And I'm going to see if we can get through it this time. But as you can see on the screen, are Jews white? And I'm gonna play a little bit of this, because hey, these devils, man, it's lies and deception, man. You know what I'm saying? Straight lies and deception. And these are not the people of the Lord. Those people over in the land, going by the terms Jewish and Israelis, are not the people of the Lord. Jewish, ish is and that the Israelis on the end of Israel are suffixes which mean pertaining to or trying to be like, man. You know what I'm saying? So that in itself gives it away. These are not the people of the Lord, man. They don't fit prophecy. Nothing that those people are doing it's not biblical. You know what I'm saying? Sucking on baby penises and the humping a wailing wall and of course they got kosher pork and kosher cigarettes, the biggest gay parade on the planet in Tel Aviv. They got a Rothschild's Boulevard, just all manner of madness going on over there, man. That's not biblical, man. 3 years old is marriageable age, according to their Talmud. It's all manner of madness going on over there, man. How could these be the people of the Lord, man? When you look at them, you can't see it, man. It's just like you can see that they're not the people of the Lord. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to play this, and then we're going to get into some scriptures and everything. But just off the top, are Jews white? There is no such thing as black or white, man. You know what I'm saying? Though, and when it comes to people, there are no black people, there are no white people. You know what I'm saying? That whole black and white thing is a term that these devils came up with for people back in the 1600s, around 1681, if I'm not mistaken. And the elder Malcolm, has made that point in various videos, man. Just going in and bringing all these things to light, man. You know what I'm saying? And he's got videos going into all of that history and all of that stuff, man. So if you're not subscribed to him, subscribe to the elder. He's got several channels, Malcolm Abba, the Maccabean Spirit, Maccabean Spirit Abba. He's got several pages, and on the Maccabean Spirit channel, he's got all of these videos, and it goes into, you have to watch, you know what I'm saying, and probably run across it, because I don't know the names of the videos, but man, all of that history. So he's made these points and brought these things out in various different videos about that whole black and white thing. They did that just to because white is associated with everything good, cleanliness, pure, beauty, you know, and of course, black is the total opposite, everything bad, gloom, wickedness, of course, white is righteous, black represents wickedness, evil, ugly, dirty, all of those negative terms. So he put that whole white thing on him when he's not white, and he put the whole black thing on us of color, which there's no white or black people, man. There's two color schemes according to the Bible, and that's red and brown. 17 of the 18 nations in this time are considered brown or melanated, pigmented people, man. You know what I'm saying? Which at one point they were too, the so-called whites. They were melanated as well, man. And they lost the pigment or their melanin. When during the time of the garden, when Cain killed his brother Abel, man. The Lord put a mark on him and kicked him out the garden, and he feared for his life. And of course, the Lord put a hedge of protection around him unto this day, and he hasn't been able to be touched. But that mark was leprosy. He took his pigment away from him. No melanin, man. You know what I'm saying? So, pursuant to Genesis, the 25th chapter, the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's not red and hairy, red like a hairy garment. And there was a particular specific garment, badger skin and different things that we used. And we used these certain, I believe it was some type of beetles to make this dye. And we would dye those badger skins that particular red. So they were making the comparison to his skin color when he came out to those badger skins that we would dye that particular red. That's what that's going into. So the first came out red, and that was that indicator or that mark. And to this very day, they're the only nation that still comes out red all over like that hairy garment, man. And to this day, they still have that mark on them. So we now know who these people are, man. They go back to Esau, which goes back to Cain in the garden, man, who got that mark put on him. You know what I'm saying? And they've had that hedge of protection around them, but that's what's going on. They're red and everything else is brown, man, or melanated, pigmented. Ain't no white or black, man. That happened in 1681. So are they white? No, they're not white, man. You know what I'm saying? And the people of the Bible, when you get to reading Job 30 and 30, Wisdom of Solomon 1 and 5, Lamentations 4, Lamentations 5. There's so many scriptures, Revelations, the first chapter, Daniel's, the 10th chapter. There's so many books and chapters and verses that you can go to prove the color of the people of the Bible. Jeremiah 14, which I'm going to bring that one out. You know what I'm saying? The actual color of the people, all these things disprove these people to be the people of the Lord, disproves them to be the Jews. But I'm going to play a little bit of this, and then we'll get into a few things, because all of that, the reason that people think that these are the people of the Lord is it happened by way of the Renaissance period. You know what I'm saying? The mid to latter 1300s going into the 1400s, during a time when the so-called white man or that white supremacy or that white supremacist rule came back into effect, man. You know what I'm saying? And what did they do? That's when you had a term called iconoclasm, you know what I'm saying? Which is the destroying, the breaking or destroying of images, man. Icon is of course the image of clasm is the breaking or destroying, you know what I'm saying, of those images. You know what I'm saying? So, which gives you iconoclasm, which is the destroying of those images, man. You know what I'm saying? Roughly paraphrasing, something to that effect. But in doing that period of the Renaissance, what did you have? The 16th Chapel, all of those paintings and different things from Michelangelo, Leonardo da Vinci, and those famous painters back then, that was whitewashing everything, man, and going back into the images, those dark images, and changing them, man. You know what I'm saying? So real quick before I'm probably going to lose that. My phone be tripping like that when I leave. I have to probably look that up again. So, real quick, since I mentioned that, let's go to First Maccabees, chapter 2, Salakia, chapter 3, and verse 48. And this will explain it right here, man. Oh, man. Here we go. Freaking phone, man. Salakia. First Maccabees, chapter 3, and verse 48. And it reads, and laid open the book of the law, which is the Bible, the scriptures, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images. And that's exactly what happened, man. You know, the heathen, which Esau is one of those heathen. He's the one. That's why you see the so-called white man as the Messiah, man. Really, if you Google anything, you Google Isaiah, Jeremiah, any of the prophets, you Google Mary, Joseph, John, Matthew, Peter, Paul, any of the apostles, the disciples / apostles, you know, Yahushai, or even the Most High himself, you're going to see an image of a so-called white man. Why? Because of what we just read, you know, and that came about during the Renaissance, you know, by way of iconoclasm. You know what I'm saying? That destroying of those dark images, man, you know. First Maccabees 3 and 48, and laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images. And that's exactly what these devils did, man. You know what I'm saying? So let's go back. We're going to listen to a little bit of this video. If it's still up, it's gone. I have to look this back up. Salakia, man. My phone is just, man, I don't understand this dang phone, man. I don't understand this phone at all. Salakia. So
thanks to the Kroger app, you can get prices that are lower than low.
Thank you, man.
Credit Karma helps members get approved for a credit card 66% more often with Karma Confidence technology. But if you purchase...
Esau's a devil, man.
Has been a hot button issue for 2020, and this week, Jewish, quote, whiteness is in the spotlight. Prominent Jewish writers are slamming the author of a New York Times op-ed endorsing preacher Louis Farrakhan by failing to mention his anti-Semitic and homophobic views. This author, Nat Hopkinson, is a culture professor at Howard University. She has hit back, saying the people who have, quote, become white shouldn't be educating black people on oppression, hinting at these Jewish critics. So the bottom line is, are Jews white? Well, joining us for our weekly segment, Bottom Line, is Algemeiner CEO Dovid Efunis. So Dovid, let's jump right in. Genetically speaking, are Jews white?
Well, Natasha, it's important to understand, firstly, the intense sensitivity that this question has for the Jewish community. And actually, it's coming up at a personally very relevant time.
Look at those hats,
Today
man.
is the anniversary of the passing of my great-grandfather, David Weinstock, who was arrested by the Nazis
with that
in
shoebox
Vienna
on his head
in September 1939. And he was taken to the anthropological department at the Vienna Museum.
Are we supposed to believe that our forefathers, Moses, you know, Aaron, you know, the different, you know, Isaac, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, you know, all of our, you know, they walked around like that with them, you know, toboggans on, them big shoe boxes and things on their heads, man. Even the small hats like that one, these right here. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. And they're doing that, you know, to try to fulfill, which I'm going to bring it out here in a minute, Jeremiah 14 and 2, you know, so that's, you know, just to give you a heads up of why they do that. You know, they wear black shoes, black pants, black, you know, the black jackets, the black hats, everything is black because they're trying to fulfill Jeremiah 14 and 2, which that's not the fulfillment, man, you know, which I'm going to bring it out. So let's just keep going.
Together with 440 other Jews, to degrading tests and measurements because he was considered by the Nazis to be of an inferior race. So it really is the height of irony and insult.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That when Jews express concern about anti-Semitism being ignored and a blindness to anti-Semitism.
And there is no such thing as Semitism. You know, there's no Sim. There's no Sim, it's Shem. Ham, Shem, and Japheth, not Sim. So these devils they're devils, man, you know, anti-Semitism. Come on, man, you know.
They're then lumped into the white category.
Interesting. All right, so let's break down Ms. Hopkinson's statement that Jews have become white. What do you think that she means by that?
Well, in the
before he lies, let me just put it out there what she means by that. When you understand what happened, there was a statement made by the second president of Egypt, Abdul Gamal Nasser, I think is his name, and he was on live television, making a live, doing a live broadcast during that time, and he made a statement about those fake Jews over there, man, those gutter rats, man, and he said on that live broadcast, you will never be at peace here or have peace here, and you will never be accepted because you left here black and came back white. That's what the second president of Egypt, Abdul or something like that, Gamal or Gabal Nasser, something to that effect. And he said, that's what he said, man, So now let's listen to this devil lie.
Language of wokeness, which is, how I would describe wokeness, the ideology to which she belongs. Whiteness isn't just a description of the lowest rung on the ladder of victimhood. It's a pejorative. It's an accusation. It refers to an oppressor, a ruling class.
And that's exactly what it is. Let's since he said that, let's get this now. Let's get this now in because that reminds me of Job 9:24. So let's get that real quick. This is Job 9. And 24, and it reads, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, wherein who is he? Which is a rhetorical question. The Lord is asking, if this ain't the nigga, then who is, man? You know what I'm saying? Who? And all you got to ask yourself is, whose faces are on the currency? Whose faces are on the side of mountains, man? You know what I'm saying? It's not hard to see who's running things, man. Who's that ruling class, man? You know what I'm saying? You don't see Arabs on the money. You don't see Arabs on mountains. You don't see East Indians on money. On the money. You don't see East Indians' faces on the mountains. Nor any other of these the so-called Chinese, Japanese, African. You don't see none of these people. Dang sure don't see a so-called Black, Latino, or Native American. Which is it was the so-called Native Americans' land, man, and they came over here and drew their faces in the mountains and everything, man. Proud as hell. That's a proud ass act, man. But it says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, proving he's the wicked. And then he gives you these things to show you who exactly that is, man. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. Who are the judges, man? The ultimate judge, of course, Yahweh, and then his son Yahushai, and then the people, man, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And of course, the Seminole Indians of Negro descent, man. You know what I'm saying? Who make up the 12 no longer lost tribes of Israel, man. We know who we are now, man. We know who we are in these times. We know who the devil is. We know who they are. They're the wicked. We know who this is talking about now. We know who did these things. That's why you see an image of a so-called white man as the Messiah. That's why you see those people in the land as the people of the Lord. That's covering the faces of the judges. That's why if you Google any of those images, I said previously earlier, you're gonna see so-called white people. Which is part of that iconoclasm, you know what I'm saying? The destroying of the dark images and putting up so-called white images. You know what I'm saying? That's what this is going into. So he's saying that, who did that? If not him, who? So this thing is not hard, man. So let's get back. Let me see. It's probably gone again. Wow. This my phone, man. This is crazy, man. Let's pick it back up. Oh my goodness, and another commercial. Are you serious? Esau's a demon, man. That's why this nigga gotta be destroyed, man. Little crap like this is just, YouTube used to do stuff like this, man. He does this to be an annoyance, man.
Not only because it was right after Holocaust Remembrance Day, also because her words, intentionally or not, gaslit many Jewish people and their experience and their families' experience.
That's not what I wanted.
Jewish critics. So the bottom line is, are Jews white? Well, joining us for our weekly segment, Bottom Line, is Al.
Very relevant time for me today. The other Jews to degrading tests and measurements because he was considered by the Nazis to be of an inferior race. So it really is the height of irony and insult that when Jews express concern about anti-Semitism being ignored and a blindness to anti-Semitism, they're then lumped into the white category.
Interesting. All right, so let's break down Ms. Hopkinson's statement that Jews have become white. What do you think that she means by that?
Well, in the language of wokeness, which is, how I would describe the ideology to which she belongs, whiteness isn't just a description of the lowest rung on the ladder of victimhood. It's a pejorative. It's an accusation. It refers to an oppressor, a ruling class, a occupier, or a colonialist, right? So really,
which is really I didn't realize, but that's really the point I wanted to go to. But which is what they are, man. All of those things he mentioned, man. So because Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, man. You know what I'm saying? The earth has been given into their hand to fulfill blessings, promises, man. As a matter of fact, when you read in Genesis, the 27th chapter, it goes into that, man. Bless me, Father, even me, oh my Father. Is there one blessing for me? Their forefather cried for a blessing, man. So the Lord gave him that, the fatness of the earth and dew from heaven. And he was going to rule with the sword, man. You know what I'm saying? Which is what this devil has done. Very clearly he's done it, man. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, those things are exactly what that is, man. But they are not the people of the Lord. They're not the Jews, man. And that's why they use terms like Jewish and Israeli. Those terms are nowhere in the Bible. You're not going to see Israeli in the Bible. You're not going to see Jewish in the Bible. It's nowhere in there, man. So these people are straight up liars, man. They're not the people of the Lord. As a matter of fact, when you read in Revelations, the 2nd chapter, it clearly tells you they're liars, man. This is Revelations 2:9. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. So it says, I know thy works and tribulation and poverty. So the people of the Lord, the true Jews, which we now know are the so-called Negroes, the so-called African Americans, those are the true Jews, man. And they're in tribulation. They're in poverty, man. You know what I'm saying? Those devils in the land ain't in no tribulation. They ain't in no poverty. They ain't going through nothing. They try to act like they're going through something. They always love to go to the Holocaust. Come on, man. That's not what the Bible. That's not. No. Stop. And they over exaggerate that, man. So the tribulation and poverty, man. And I had this Christian pastor, when I first came into the truth, I remember I was kind of, I was even though I confounded the dude, I should have been chilling and continuing to learn, but hey, once you start getting this knowledge, hey, boy, it empowers you, man. And he came at me with this scripture and said the part where it says, but thou art rich. See that he says, but thou art rich. So those are the people. No, man, it just previously said, and tribulation and poverty. You can't be in poverty and rich at the same time. You idiot. So if the people are in tribulation and poverty, what does that mean? But thou art rich. He's talking to the true Jews, the true Israelites. They're rich because they're the chosen people. They got all the blessings and promises coming to them. And in these times, we have this knowledge. All that's a part of this truth of the scriptures. All of that is part of the being rich, and everything else is on its way, man. All those blessings and promises, man, So the true people are in tribulation and poverty. We're rich because of the knowledge and the blessings and promises, the kingdom coming, and that we're the people of the Lord. And I know the blasphemy, that lie of them which say they are Jews and are not. Jewish, Israeli, those people over there in the land right now, man, but are the synagogue of Satan, the chief house of Satan, and they worship in synagogues, them Amalekites, man, the Them Amalekites, man. You know, the chief house of Satan. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's really going on, man. You know what I'm saying? So these people are not the people of the Lord. As a matter of fact, when you read in, let's get this one in Ezekiel, the 36th chapter, because it clearly tells you also that these are not the people, man. This is Ezekiel 36:5. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh Bashem Yahshai power, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen and against all Idumea, man, which have appointed my land into their possession with the joy of all their heart, with the spiteful minds to cast it out for prey. You know? So he just said the residue of the heathen and against all Idumea. Idumea is a Greek term for Edom. As a matter of fact, when you go into this word right here, let's go into this word real quick. Let's go into this word real quick. Let's go into Idumea. Right here. H123. And you can clearly see Edom. He's going to say it, you know.
Strong's H123. Edom.
It's Edom. And there it is right there. Outline of biblical usage. Edom. Red. The true red people on the planet. You know, when you read in Genesis, the 25th chapter, Esau's name was changed to Edom. You know, and in Genesis, the 36th chapter in verse 8, it tells you Esau is Edom, you know, and Edom, and they dwelt in Mount Seir, making Edom, Esau, and Mount Seir synonymous, man. There it is. Edom, Edomite, Idumean, descendants of Esau. So that's what it is, man. You red people, you ain't white, you're red, man. You Edomites have appointed. It says, which have appointed my land into their possession. That's why you're in the land right now, bro. With the joy of all their heart, with the spiteful minds to cast it out for a prey. And that's why all of them fakes over there are fighting over land that's not there. Them fake Palestinians, you know, all of them. You know what I'm saying? Verse 6, prophesy therefore concerning the land of Israel, and saying to the mountains and to the hills, to the rivers and to the valleys. Thus saith Yahweh Bashem Yahshai power, behold, I have spoken in my jealousy and in my fury, because ye have borne the shame of the heathen. So he's talking to the land, man. The land of Israel has borne the shame of these damn heathen, man. You know, like I mentioned earlier, you got the biggest gay parade over in Tel Aviv. That's a shameful thing. You know, you got kosher pork, kosher cigarettes. That's a shameful thing. There's no such thing, you know. Those are defilements to the body, man. You're defiling the temple. You know, ain't no kosher pork. The Lord said don't eat pork. But that proves these devils are not the people of the Lord over there sucking on baby penises. You know what I'm saying? Humping a Wailing Wall, doing all this all manner of madness. Put a dang Rothschild Boulevard through the center of the middle of down the middle. You know what I'm saying? Of the main street down there. You know what I'm saying? That's the land of Israel. Has borne the shame of the heathen, man. You know what I'm saying? So all the land of Israel is going to have to be purged, you know, and cleansed, you know. So the Lord is going to destroy Israel, not like he's going to destroy America. You know, Israel will be able to be bought back. America is going to become a desert, no coming back from it. You know what I'm saying? So all these things prove that these people are not the Lord, man. The true people, which I said I was going to get this, is in Jeremiah 14th chapter. The true Jews are so-called blacks. Jeremiah 14:2. Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground, and the cry of Jerusalem is gone up. That's why they dress from head to toe in black. Black shoes, black pants, black jacket, you know, black dress shirt, black hat, you know, put all this black stuff on because they're trying to fulfill this right here, that black unto the ground. That's not what it's talking about. When you go into the word black skadar, which means dark skin. You know, Ishmael had a son. When you read in the book of Wisdom of Solomon 1:5, and it says as dark as the tints of Kedar. You're going into the color. I am black, but comely. You know, and it goes into the tints of Kedar, which Kedar was the son of Ishmael. Was a son of Ishmael, man, and he was a dark skinned person, man. You know, and that represents his dark skin. So Kedar here, when you go into this word, it means dark skin, where it says black. You know, Kedar, dark skin, man. It's not talking about black clothing or dark clothing. It's talking about your skin tone, man, your visage, your color. And Judah mourneth. This is where you get the term Jew from Judah, the head tribe of the nation of Israel, which our Lord sprang out of pursuant to Hebrews 7:14, which proves he would be a so-called African American if he were walking on the planet today, so-called black man. So it says they mourneth, Judah mourneth. Those people aren't in mourning. You know, who's in mourning? You see the African Americans over here, hands up, you know, don't shoot, you know, can we all just get along? Marching, doing these million man marches and marching, trying to want Esau's approval and love, man, you know, and the gates thereof language, they don't have any leadership, you know, Al Sharptongue, Jesse Jackass, man. These are not leaders. They're coon sellouts, man, you know, all taking selfies and going on, man, you know. They are blackened to the ground, skin tone, saying that we're the color of the soil, man. That's what it's talking about. And the cry of Jerusalem is going up. Those devils are in the land aren't crying, you know. But the African Americans are, because their babies are getting put to death on a daily basis at the hand of these devils, man. You know, little Ray and little stomach ache in them, you know, you know. Little pistol starter and all them, you know what I'm saying? They all getting put to death out here. Hands up, hands down, handcuffed, in front and back, walking away, walking towards, laying on the ground, hands up. These devils are shooting Jake, killing Jake, man, you know? So, yeah, the cry of Jerusalem is going up, man, you know, and the Lord is hearing, man. He's hearing, of course, those 2/3, they got that judgment coming to them. You know, but he's hearing the cries, man. The Lord sees, man. So these devils can't be the people of the Lord. As a matter of fact, let me get a few. Let me see. Let me get a few of these just because if these are the people, I don't want to make this too long, though. You know, I'm just, you know, because I got several more scriptures written down, but I don't want to make this too long. Zechariah 1 and verse 15. And I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease, for I was but a little displeased, and they helped forward the affliction. So, hey, you did too much, man. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord is very displeased and sore at you heathen, because it's not just, it's Esau and these, Salakia, these other nations are in cahoots with him, man. You know, that confederacy, you know, Psalms 83 goes into that, man. They've been in cahoots and they're still in cahoots, man. You know? And they help forward the affliction, man. So the Lord is mad at all of these nations, all these heathen nations, but primarily these devils, man. You Edomites, you so-called self-proclaimed white people, man. The Lord is going to get you, man. You know what I'm saying? So if you're the people of the Lord, why is the Lord talking about jacking you up, man? You know, the Zephaniah 3 and verse 8, therefore wait ye upon me, said Yahweh Bashem Yahshan, to the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, which he's doing right now over there around the Euphrates, that I may assemble the kingdoms to pour upon them mine indignation, that righteous anger, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. For his people, man, the Lord said, he spoke to them who touch it. If you touch these people, you touch the apple of the Lord's, the Most High's eye, man. You know what I'm saying? And you put your hands on the wrong people, man. You know. So why are these things? As a matter of fact, let me get this one in Psalms 137 with King David, man. You know, if you're the people, you know, why is King David telling the Lord this? Psalms 137:7. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, race it, even to the foundation thereof. He's telling the Most High to remember you. Salakia, remember y'all, man. Remember you Edomites, man. You know, and of course, when you read the next couple of verses, it's going to go into how you're going to, as a matter of fact, I'll read them. Verse 8, O daughter of Babylon, who are to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us. So what you did, you're going to get. You know, Revelations 18:6, double, man. And this makes Edom and Babylon synonymous, man. You know. And it says, verse 9, happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stone. So everything you did to the babies of the southern and northern kingdom, feeding the alligator bait, you know, to the alligators and crocodiles, you know, the things you did to the that devil on the 20, Andrew Jackson, you know, bashing little babies, newborn babies, heads against the tree trunks, grabbing by the ankles, smashing their little heads, hanging out women upside down, cutting the fetuses out, stomping their little heads out with their boots, throwing them up, letting them land on the edge of the swords. All those different manner of madness that you did to the Israelite babies is coming back to your babies, man. Why would King David ask the Lord for these things if you're the people of the Lord, man? You Edomites, man. You know, stop, bro. Because when you read because you are the Edomites, man. When you read in the Jewish Encyclopedia of 1924, it identifies modern Jewry as Edom. Of course, Elder Malcolm has made those points and brought those things out as well, man. The elder be going in, man. I love listening to that brother, man. Very informative. Much learning, much edification, man. So their own Jewish encyclopedia identifies modern Jewry, which is them. They're the modern so-called Jewish people, the modern Jewry, as Edom in their own Jewish encyclopedia, you know? So, hey, everything is coming out, man. You know, boy. So, no, they're not the people, man. So how are they the people? And that's why all of these things are hey, we get it now, you know? Isaiah 34, the Lord said he has a sacrifice in Idumea, Basra, man, you know? Isaiah 63, you know, the Lord has come to visit you Edomites. The wine fat, man, that wine press, you know, blood on his garment. You know what I'm saying? He's coming to get you devils, man. You know what I'm saying? Lamentations 4, you know what I'm saying? You're going to receive that cup, man. Ezekiel 25, the Lord said he's going to allow his people Edom to get at you devils, man. With his fury and his anger, man. According to his fury and his anger. You know what I'm saying? Ezekiel 35, man. You know, there's so many, you know, that I could go to. But, you know, Jeremiah 49, you know what I'm saying? Are you going to go unpunished? The Lord says, no, you're not going to go unpunished. You're going to receive of that cup, man, that his people received of. There's so many that you can go to. But I'm going to go ahead. I think this has been long enough. I'm going to go ahead and end it. I'm going to get Obadiah real quick. And, you know, we're going to end it on Obadiah because this is the totality of things, man. You know, this is Obadiah 1:18. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire and the house of Joseph a flame. That's both northern and southern kingdom, you know, both the whole nation. And the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them. And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau. That's your whole nation, man. For the Lord hath spoken it, man. So that's what you have to look forward to. All you over there claiming to be Jews, Jewish. Now, of course, we realize there's a scattered seed. You know, we teach that. And there's some among them that are actually Israelites, man. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, but hey, overall, those are not the people, man. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord is going to destroy these people, man. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, with that, hopefully this is edifying to the hopeful elect, giving all praises, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Wahar Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect, the house of David, the Bayath, Shah Dawadah, Shalom.